Hey everybody, it's Mr. Furley. I just wanted to say welcome back and sorry it's been so long since my last video. My wife and I, we just moved and it's taken a few weeks to get settled in and, get everything set up again, but we finally made it. Everything is pretty much finished and it's time to get back to making a lot of videos and making sure that we finish out this year happy and healthy. I want to talk about the importance of keeping in touch with friends and family, especially in times of extreme social distancing like we've been going through. So I heard a funny commercial on the radio where they were saying we don't need to do social distancing as much as we need physical distancing right now, meaning we don't need to be completely apart, meaning we can still see each other, through videos or phone calls or even just text messages. But it's the physical distancing right now that we've been focusing on, where we stay 6 to 10 feet away from each other, where we're not crowding restaurants. I'm sure you guys have heard of the parties being broken up in Chicago by the police because Mayor Lightfoot is not a fan of that sort of thing, which probably isn't a good idea right now. But that doesn't mean we still can't stay in touch in other ways. So I want to talk about a few strategies for staying in touch, maybe some things that you've never tried before and why they're important. First of all, who should we be staying in touch with? Well, think of anybody that might be alone. Think of anybody that does not have a lot of people in their life. Maybe, it's an older neighbor. Maybe it's a friend of family. Maybe it's somebody in your family that lives alone. Make sure you guys are reaching out to these people, even with just a simple text message, hey, I'm just thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. Maybe it's on social media. You can post a past picture of you and that person and leave a little comment. Little things like this might not seem like a big deal, but they do add a lot of value and a lot of joy to people's lives. Whether it's a text message, a phone call, a Zoom, or Skype session, there's other video resources now like Google Meet, Google Chat, Microsoft Teams, FaceTime on an Apple phone, or other apps that you can use on your Android, Samsung phones. So these are all cool little video conferencing and video call apps that you can use, that you can still see people face to face and reach out that way. A phone call, even if you don't have video apps, video call apps, you can just call somebody. I know that there's people that maybe don't really do that anymore, because now we have text messaging and social media and all those things. But for some, especially people that grew up with phone calls, that's kind of like a throwback to what it used to be like 10, 20, 30 years ago, where people would actually call each other and just have a conversation on the phone for an hour. So that's an easy way to reach out to someone you care about. If you want to do something different, if you're sick of the video calls and the phone calls and the text messages, I've seen people celebrate birthdays by, organizing people in cars, where they do like a drive down somebody's street and they're all honking and waving, right? And that's keeping distance. But, somebody maybe that lives at that house or apartment, they could just come outside on their balcony or on their front porch or right outside their door and just, kind of feel the love of everybody just waving and honking and saying hi. And I think that's a super cool way to show some love and just celebrate with people. Whether it's, a birthday, there's anniversaries, especially in these next couple weeks, you're going to have graduations. So that could be a great idea for something like that. If you aren't hopping in a car, you can just walk past somebody's apartment or house and wave and say hi and just, stay at a distance. And, it doesn't have to be, a 3-hour thing. It could just be for a few minutes or half an hour, and you'd be amazed what that can do for a person's spirit. You'd be on a bicycle. There's so many creative ways that we can still reach out to people and stay in touch. Those are just some ideas. I'm sure you guys probably have a bunch more. And if you do, I would love to hear them in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas, because these are just things I've seen and heard about. Finally, I want to talk about why this is so important. Now, when people are cooped up like this, they're at home, they're, trying to stay safe and minimize contact between other people, to curb the virus and, bring the numbers down, and everybody's trying to stay safe and healthy. Why is this so important? Well, I'm sure some of you out there have probably experienced already just how lonely it can feel, even after 5, 6, 7 weeks of just sitting at home, not seeing your friends, not seeing family that you might be used to seeing. So simple things like this can really add a lot of joy to somebody's life if they're feeling down, if they're feeling depressed. It doesn't take much to do, but it goes a long way, if that makes sense. So it's a simple thing you can do to really make people feel loved for and cared for. We're all social beings, and some more than others, of course. Some people don't mind being alone for long periods of time. Some people don't mind being apart from others, but I think after weeks and weeks, it does take a toll on anybody. Even if there's people that say, well, I like being alone. You'd be surprised to learn that even those people still can find some joy in knowing that people care. Go through your contact list. Maybe make a goal of reaching out to 1 or 2 people a day that you haven't talked to in a while. It'll make you feel better also, not just them, right? It'll bring a smile to your face, to their face. Maybe you'll share a couple laughs, and you'll feel this connection. Even though it's a distant connection, it's still better than not making an effort to reach out or connect with somebody at all. That's really the message of this video I wanted to share with everybody, is that, as we're still going through this, feeling alone and feeling down is part of this process. I know I've gone through it. People I know have gone through it. People I love and care for have gone through it. But when you share these conversations and these short little exchanges, I think it goes a really long way, and it helps lift people's spirits. So those are just some ideas of what we can do to help each other. Again, I would love to hear your ideas in the comments section. Stay tuned for more videos. Now that I'm settled in, I'm going to be putting out more movement ideas. I would like to keep doing these social emotional learning videos every few weeks. And yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. And feel free to reach out. Send me an email. Put a comment up on any of these videos. And hopefully we're back in school in the fall, as long as everything is safe. And yeah, let's just keep going, and hopefully all this stuff starts to get back to normal. But until then, these are just some ideas that we can all do to help add joy to each other's lives. So take care of yourselves, and stay tuned for more videos. All right, I'll see you guys soon.